Hey everybody, Kelly Engineering here, and welcome to episode 6 of Project Ozone 3. In between episodes, I didn't do much production-wise, but I did get a little bit done. Mainly, what are their names? Elysium? Elysium in episode 5 suggested just putting a hopper underneath the stamp base so I could go into the chest that I had sitting right there. I elected not to do that, mainly because I want all of my platforms that I make, all of these 25 by 25 platforms, to be uniform. Eventually I'm going to replace all this chiseled stone with archaic brick, the quantum tanks. I'm actually probably going to leave because they're close enough. From a distance you can't really tell. I'm going to try to keep a theme to each platform. I also, instead of using the hopper, I put a item transfer down here, and I'm just going into each of these bins. The bins are super simple to make. It's just one plate and 6 pieces of iron. The way that they work is you can just drop things into them and you can see that it actually starts to fill up. So the render, depending on how many you have in there, and I have 20 in here, changes. It can only hold 1 stack, but I don't think I'll ever need more than 1 stack of Dawnstone, and if I did, I just take it right then and there and go use it. But all I have to do is turn this on and off. Oh, speaking of, I made these Camonite levers. And that's just a Camonite plate and a stick. And I replaced all of the regular levers with them, just so everything could be uniform for my Embers platform. Another thing I did is I took another trip to the Nether. This time I took a bow with me. I got this dark bow from a loot bag, and I just made some arrows and went back to the Nether. And with a bow and arrow, it's not nearly as scary. I can shoot anything at a distance. But I really wanted to get the Nether versions of the vanilla ores so that I could smelt these up. For those who weren't aware, whenever you smelt up Nether ores, what its output is 2 of the vanilla ore. So now that I have 2 of this vanilla ore, I can use my carrot seeds and plant the carrot seeds on them. That's really the only reason I wanted those ores, is so I can complete the carrot quest. So putting my life in danger for something so mundane, that's the Kelly way. Also, user Matt E made this suggestion to me. I explained back in episode 2 or 3 that about the ability bottles. So right now I have absorption 3 in this ability bottle, but I applied speed to myself, a speed totem, mainly because that's all the XP I had at the time. And the ability bottles, what I was not aware is it can store multiple abilities. So I made 2 of them thinking that an ability bottle could only hold 1 ability at a time. And that's wrong. So I was wrong. I stand corrected. Thank you very much, Maddie. So the first thing I want to do in this episode is, unfortunately, go back into the Nether. But in order to do that, I need to make a silky jewel. Because if I want to make the carrots, I need nether quartz. So I'm making this silky jewel. And what a silky jewel does is applies silk touch to a pickaxe. A tinker's pickaxe. Unfortunately, I just applied luck to this, so luck and silk touch can't be combined. I already knew that. Just an idiotic thing on my part. Taking a brief detour right now so that I can make, so I can make a new pickaxe. This pickaxe is nothing special. Ardite pickaxe head, cobalt binding, and a Magellan tool rod. So yeah, nothing special. And then I'm going to immediately apply silk touch to it. Boom. So now I'm going to head into the Nether, get my bow ready, and hopefully I can silk touch some nether quartz ore. And yeah, that's it. All I really need is nether quartz ore. I'll be back. And that was a pretty quick jaunt. Got 13 nether quartz ore. And I am happy with that. All I need is 1. Put that in here. And now I'm ready to begin the carrots. This setup is finished. So with the carrots, you get a different type of carrot between using regular ore and farmland, and you get enchanted versions, stronger versions of those carrots, if you do the actual block. So I have done most of the blocks, mainly because it's stuff I didn't have to go to the Nether to get. But now, I'm at the Nether, I have to wait for these to grow. And these are actually torqueable. So all you have to do is just torque, and they'll grow for you. Oh, that I did not know. Well, regardless, I have the regular versions of the carrots. Oh, that stinks. That stinks on ice. And apparently it is not shiftable on nether quartz. It is what it is. It didn't take up... Sorry, I'm just testing things out here because it didn't take up any part of the block when... Yeah? It only takes the ore. I was not expecting that. Huh. Well, alrighty then. I did just look it up in the configs, and I will... I'm actually going to put a little insert of what the configuration file looks like. Boom. Carrot's done. For some odd reason, the configuration says that it will take up the ore, but it will not take up the block. If it wasn't taking up the block, then the block would just become the ore anyway. So, really odd choice by Cazador there. The next step in this quest line is making the 36 carat carrot, which is just a recipe item used to make the 48 carat. In any case, it's just all of the ore carrots surrounded by a piece of redstone. Bam, got it. The final quest in this quest line is the 48 carat ultimate, which I can't make right now because it requires a nether star. So once I kill a wither, I'm going to come back to that, complete it, and all will be right with the world. In the meantime, since I can constantly make up the carat pluses, I'm going to continue doing that, specifically with the 24 carat plus, because of all of the benefits it gives you. Today is just turning into let's complete as many quests as possible day. Boom. 16 hunting dimension frames. I am not going to the hunting dimension. Actually, I should make a portal platform. Here, I'm going to put it right here for now. I made it a little tall, but whatever. On the portal platform, I'm probably going to make these oversized. Regardless, in order to activate a hunting dimension frame, all I have to do is right-click it with a sword. And yeah, I'm not going in there. To go into the dimension, just go into the portal and press shift, and you'll go right in. The next thing I want to get into is finally actually additions. If it wasn't obvious, I'm trying to move down the quest book in order. I don't want to move out of it because I could miss something. I could miss a teachable moment. Doesn't really matter. Well, I just made smoky quartz, which as you saw was a piece of coal surrounded by quartz. And if you put that inside a furnace, it becomes black quartz. The thing that really frustrated me about this and when I was looking, and I completely missed it, was when I was looking for recipes for black quartz, I saw the smoky quartz, but I didn't mouse over it to see that it was smoky quartz, and that icon is identical. So I thought that it was just black quartz, black quartz, black quartz, missing that it was smoky quartz. Foolish me. Now that I have the black quartz, I can make the atomic reconstructor. Before I make the atomic reconstructor, I need to make the coal generator, which I have all prepped, with the exception of the iron casing. Alright, make 2 iron casings. Get rid of that. And put it all together for 2 coal generators. Beauty. So now I'm going to make the atomic reconstructor. Another iron casing. And boom. Here we are. I have the atomic reconstructor set up, and it is all full of forge energy. That's what the FE stands for. I have this button on top, and I made a redstone torch to change this into pulse mode. Otherwise, if you change it to redstone mode deactivation, then it'll just go without any, it'll just waste energy. So, I have it on pulse mode so that when I press this button, it'll activate. I also made all of the blocks necessary to complete this quest, with the exception of diamond, as I'm not wasting diamonds for anything right now. But whenever you have a block of redstone or a block of lapis, and you can, I'll show off with a piece of redstone after this, but once you press the button, boom, look at that. It is now Restonia crystal block. I'm going to break that, press it again, and the lapis became Palace crystal block. And these blocks operate much the same as anything else. So bam, I have 2 of the things necessary for this quest. Now, if you have I have 1 piece of redstone left in that chest. Great. So if you have a dropper or whatever, drop it in the line of the beam and press the button. It'll become whatever that reconstructed material was. So it doesn't have to be a block. You can just place it on the ground, press the button, bam, everything's good. Bam, bam. So I have everything necessary for this quest to be complete, with the exception of diamond. And let's see how my sieve is doing. Oh, all of my sieve meshes are now diamond level, and diamonds have been coming in a lot quicker lately. I'm happy with that. It's still a terrible percentage though. Boom and boom. Diam 18. This quest is now going to be completed. Boule. The last thing I want to do with the atomic reconstructor in this episode is, where's my quartz? The last thing I want to do in this episode is make this, the lens of the miner. And I wish I had thought of this beforehand. Doesn't really matter now, but a lens of the miner will attach to the atomic reconstructor, and it will convert stone into a random ore. So I'm going to attach this to the atomic reconstructor just by right-clicking. So 1, press the button, piece of gold ore. Wonderful. Let me get my silk touch. Oh, and I can put the rack away. Piece of gold ore. Now, I cannot remember whether or not some of the lenses that you install here actually have the ability to go through multiple blocks. I do not recall if Lens of the Miner is one of them. It is not. But, ain't no thing. I am perfectly happy with this. I have a way to get more ore for my carrots if I so choose, and I'm not going to because the blocks work just fine. Oh, it even makes the modded ores too. Keep in mind that this thing does take quite a bit of power to use. So unless you have something that can create a bunch of forge energy, and FYI, forge energy is just what this is using right now. By default, if you have actually additions installed, I believe it's called crystal energy. But power does matter. If you try to use too much power, it won't convert the block. It won't use the energy, but it won't convert the block. The last thing I'm going to do in this episode is make the workbench and start on Armor Plus. I'm not going to make the Empowerer this episode, mainly because I need a new platform for that to put all the actual edition stuff on. And I'm running out of time for this episode. I want to go play Kingdom Hearts 3, so if I'm honest, I'm rushing this episode. But the workbench. In order to make the workbench is really simple. You just need 3 sort of blue dye, blocks of charcoal, and a crafting table. And I've made that right here. The first thing inside this quest is leather armor. I've gotten leather armor from the mob farm, but I don't actually own a physical copy of it. So that means I lied when I said I was done with the reconstructor this episode. I have an entire stack of rotten flesh here. The heck? That should... Oh, I still have the miner lens on. So, drop that on the ground. Alright, 3rd time's the charm. There we go. So I had enough power to convert about a little more than half of that stack of rotten flesh into leather. For those not familiar with Project Ozone packs, the way to get all of the armor is one massive chain. And you can just take one look at the quest book and realize that is exactly the case. To start with the leather armor, you have to use the workbench to make all armor pieces in this mod pack. So, I'm going to make up the chest piece. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Now, the next step in the quest line is making the coal, which everything is all the same. It's just a matter of collecting the materials. So I'm going to put in the chest piece and then surround it with coal. Well, 8 blocks of coal. Wow. I assume charcoal works as well. We'll test it out. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on here right now, but it says that it requires 8 blocks of coal. Really? Did you just do that? But it's only requiring 1. So, bonus? Sure, why not? Let's make all of the, Okay. That's annoying. Boom. Coal. Done. I'm over here at the Embers station right now because I have made up to copper. After copper is tin. And after tin is electrum. So I am preparing that right now by smelting up some silver and some gold. Gonna mix that up, make some electrum, and carry on. I have made most of the tiers up until, actually all of the tiers up until chain, and I still have quite a ways to go. So I think I'm going to add this to my in-between episode count. So you can see I've completed the Iota questline all the way up until chain, and in between episodes I am going to get all the way to Emeradic. I'm also going to build a platform for the Actually Editions stuff, and it has to be Actually Edition themed because I said that I would do that. So I need to find some blocks for that, make that platform. Next episode I'm going to get into the Magneticraft part of Epsilon, and I'm going to complete everything except for Woot and the Diamond and Emerald stuff. And yeah, that's going to be all the next episode. But with that, once again, I'm going to say if you have an idea, or if you see something that I messed up, or you have a suggestion, by all means, post it in the comment, and I will always give credit for someone else's idea if I use it. So, absolutely, give me all of your ideas. I'm Kelly Engineering, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.